We're live.
Hey, y'all.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
We just want to thank y'all for coming over to our very first special live stream. We have a special guest that we're going to be having come up. So we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we actually met them here in the park that we're at. So that was a great meetup. You know, we weren't expecting it. So that was pretty awesome that they're in the same park.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So we want to go ahead and welcome everybody in the chat, and then we'll bring them up. So let me go back to the top here. We have Alexia Vlog. Thank you for coming in for the Philippines. We know it's pretty late over there. We appreciate y'all coming in. And then we have RV Family Light. What's up, y'all?
Yep. Hope y'all doing great.
Yeah. Rose, thank you for coming in.
Yes.
We appreciate it. And Rayleigh Creative Travels.
Hello, Ray.
Life of Lucretia.
Hello, Lucretia.
Yep. And Lucky Dog Production Moderator. Hey, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
We got a Roy and Becky Ray. Thank you,
Awesome.
Tim from CR View. And I'm trying to get to the bottom here. Desert Adventures in Arizona, Steve.
Hey, thanks, Steve.
Morty's Adventure. Hey, Chad. Thank you for coming in. And I think I'm at the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, we got Kaylee. I'm sorry. I just missed you, Kaylee. You just popped in on my side. Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run this banner here. Okay, if you have any questions for our guest or for us, just type Q in the chat and then your question. And this way we'll be able to see it. We don't want to miss your guys' questions. Are y'all ready to come up? Give us a thumbs up. Awesome.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hi, Earl and Terri.
Hello. Adventures.
How y'all doing? Are you staying cool? Trying to?
We're trying to. This heat down here in Texas.
That AC won't shut off. It just runs constant.
Yeah. And I also have this other. Let me see here. Sorry, y'all. I need to pull this up here too. Make it official. Woohoo! Now it looks nice.
So y'all are traveling on adventures. Previously, you were teachers on adventures.
Right. Yes. We were.
So you went ahead and changed your name. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so we were teachers I was teaching for 20 years, over 20 years really. And then he was a teacher for a while after he got out of the Navy. And we decided that we weren't getting any younger and we wanted to go out and see everything that we could. So we quit our jobs. And we're taking off on the road, and we've been on the road for since then about a year now, a little over a year, I guess, because it's July now, August. And now we're just working on getting our business going, and our business name is Traveling Adventures Mobile RV Service. So we thought, well, that's a really good title for our YouTube channel because we travel. So we just made it kind of easy. So we're traveling on adventures.
Yeah.
Just wanted to add that, even though, we've been actually traveling now for a little over a year. We have lived in our RV full time since February of 2020.
Yeah.
So we've lived in our RVs for several years.
Yes.
But we've been mostly stationary because of our teaching jobs up in Washington.
That's what we did, Earl. We lived in RV when Val retired from Silver Service for 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
So we were really good living in it, and then we
Yeah.
started. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
your story's just like ours when it comes to that, and then you figure things out on the road.
But we
Have to
still
figure it all out.
Yeah, we thought we had it all figured out after 4 years living there, but we still had to
No.
purge once we were on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an annual thing for us. Like once a year, we try to just go through everything and get rid of what we don't need anymore. But
Yeah.
the Navy was good for that because every 7 years we'd, so we'd have to go through everything and get rid of it. So we're just making it a little more often, just kind
Right.
of sort through stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
And still
constantly
learning.
having to purge.
Yes.
We realize there's things that we don't need, that we thought we needed, or we try to do the
Yeah, you bring,
Well, bring
so you
one
bring
in,
something
bring it
in, take
out.
something out.
it just makes it easier.
I know. Yeah.
But sometimes
It needs to be a
hard-
1-for-1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to part ways, but you got to tell yourself if you're buying it, you need to let something go.
And I'm more the hoarder than she is. It's either for Nettie to get rid of stuff, but not for me.
Yeah.
It's been a learning
so-
process for us.
We're the opposite. I'm pretty easily get rid of stuff. She doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she wants
Oh.
to hang on to a lot of stuff. She has a lot of, a lot of the family
Heirloom kind
heirloom
of
things
things.
that she really had a tough
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We tried to
And
give
Bailey
it
said
back.
the same thing that they're doing. They lived in theirs since 2012, so they exactly know the feeling.
Yeah.
We tried to give it to our kids. But here's a hint, real quick, for everybody: your kids don't want your stuff.
No,
Yeah.
They don't want it.
you don't want heirlooms.
No, they don't have emotional attachments to them like we do.
Oh yeah, they just sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did. We sold it or gave it away, whatever we could. I did keep a little nightstand that's in here that my grandfather made. We use it for a side table. And then I have a few tiny things in a little box that I can look at sometimes and think about my family. So
Yeah, exactly.
but everything else. Well, the dishes I gave to my daughter, so I have a lot of dishes.
Being in the military, Earl, you retired from the Navy, and we want to thank you for your service and thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
our freedom.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for our freedom. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. 22 years in the Navy.
Yes.
Good deal.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Did you sell the 7 Seas?
Not all of them.
Not 7, most of them.
There's some northern ones you missed.
I got
Yeah.
lucky. I didn't deploy a lot at the beginning of my career.
Yeah, it was really
Right.
nice.
Once I hit about 8-9 years, I was gone more than I was actually home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So our first sea duty, our first station was over in Okinawa, Japan. When I left out of school, and that was considered sea duty for me. So I kind of got lucky, even though I wasn't on a ship.
Yeah.
So for 3.5 years, I was there as sea duty, but not on a boat.
It was really nice. I got a little spoiled.
It's okay. You're just as much in the military as he is. You got to
Oh,
go
yeah.
everywhere,
Oh, yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
have to support him. That's the thing. You have to when
Yeah.
he's at sea, you got to take care of everything at home.
Oh
Right. Yeah.
That's
When in the
that's
beginning,
a
they
job
had
in itself.
snail. Yeah, they had snail mail in the beginning. I'd tell him, "Oh, the washer broke," and he wouldn't get the letter for 2 weeks. And time he wrote me back, I'd already solved the problem. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's hard.
I know, right? Yeah.
So Terry was talking about earlier that your business and your RV tech. So you went to school, became an RV tech, but you also are an RV inspector. So tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about the RV inspection,
yeah.
because there's people that have a misconception about getting inspection in an RV and what you cover and what you don't look at.
Okay, yeah. When we quit our jobs last June, we left and headed down to Texas, and I was at the NRVTA there in Texas in July. Spent from July till the end of September going to school down there as become a tech, and then also a 2-week inspector school. As far as the inspection, the bad thing about the inspection is it's not a known thing out there. A lot of people don't think about when they go purchase an RV,
Right.
oh, hey, I should get an inspection.
But it's just as important as getting your house inspected. It's
Yeah,
just,
I mean,
well,
you go out and buy sticks and bricks, usually it's required that you have an inspection,
Right.
and their inspections, usually get someone come in. I've seen them come out for a couple hours. For the RV inspection, what I do, depending on the type of RV it is, I'm inspecting anywhere from 275 to 300 inspection points. Okay,
Oh, wow.
we go through every system in the RV, your water system, your furnace, your water heater,
Air conditioner.
everything. We run every single, your leveling system, your slides, all that. Everything gets
Right.
running. We do an inspection from the roof down to the undercarriage. Of course, as far as the chassis, it's mainly just visual inspection, looking for different, things that might be out of whack or whatever. But a typical inspection, starting out, actually, the first couple I did, I spent probably closer 10 to 12 hours doing the inspection, just the inspection part. Okay, but as you get more, familiar with it now that I've done quite a few,
Right.
it takes me about roughly anywhere close to about 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours to do the inspection. Okay, there's some prep work before we get it done to set up our report. We tailor it to that specific RV.
Right.
We spend a couple hours before the inspection on that, and then afterwards, usually a couple hours getting the report done. And what's really nice about the report, and really all the report is you're purchasing an RV. It's like a negotiating tool.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that we go through and find. The RV, you can take it to the person selling the RV and use that as a negotiation.
Yeah, you can get money off the RV, or you can have them fix it.
Say, hey, I want this fixed, or hey, I'm going to have to fix this, so I don't want you to knock this much off, or whatever.
Right.
So I need all of you know that once you buy that RV and you leave that lot, getting your RV back in for servicing is a pain in the tushy.
Yeah.
So you do make sure that when you leave that lot, you've got everything fixed. And people who've got those markers on that inspection are top priority. They know they want to get that sale, so they want to get that stuff fixed. So, that's the best way to get those things solved. So you're not back in that service center, letting your RV sit for 5 months.
Yeah.
And you're not getting to enjoy it.
And we wanted to let everybody know that we do have a pin at the top of the chat, which is to their link tree, and it has their YouTube channel on it. It's got their Instagram. It's got your mobile service, right? That's on there.
Yeah.
Leave your Facebook. Everything that you need to do in order to reach them is on that pin, because it goes straight to their link tree. And we also have their channel and their link tree pinned in the about page of this live stream. This way they can find you.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate all the support.
And those for you that are thinking of going full time, I mean, it's a utmost, one of the most important things that you want to do is to get your rig inspected. Because if you plan on going full time, this is going to tell you if this rig is capable of doing that, if it's going to be roadworthy, what the functionality is of each item that's on there. I mean, that's important. You don't want to get out to a spot and then realize, well, the slide worked at the dealership, but it don't work now.
Right.
I mean, you want to get, and granted, you're going to have some little quirks, understandable, but the main function of these things, you want to make sure that they're operational.
With Lucretia was saying, they did have a mobile tech. And
I saw that, but only 2 hours now.
Yeah, I was looking at that. You got a disservice there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
never taken him.
Got to be careful. I'm not going to mention the name. There is an inspection company out there. If they fall under that, that's probably could be the case. But I know that their inspection points are nowhere near what we do. The biggest thing I would say to look at when you're searching for an inspector, make sure they're NRVIA certified. That's the National Recreation Vehicle Inspectors Association. So if they fall under the NRVIA, we have a set standard of ethics and code of conduct that we have to follow.
Right.
So that's important. There's some companies out there. Trust me. I mean, one I'm thinking of in particular, they won't even get on your roof.
And I mean, there's so much up there to see.
And roof is probably one of the main places you really got to pay attention to when you're on your RV.
Right.
Because if you get leaks up there, that's just going to create all kinds of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, you do offer discounts to veterans, correct?
Oh, yeah. We noticed that because we went and checked out your link tree, and we saw that.
Yeah, we
Yes.
give a 10% discount to all military veterans
Oh,
for
that's
inspections
awesome.
on ours. So
Yeah.
That's great.
We have a question from Lucretia. Is it true that the slides over 10 to 15 years are generally a good investment?
over 10.
Oh, are.
It depends. It depends.
It does. How well somebody took care
Yeah,
of them.
if they were maintained, then they can. Now slides are a big problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're maintaining them, I could see them. I've seen slides
Really
at
old.
least 10, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Work great.
Yeah, 2004. I mean, they were perfect, but it's that, the mechanisms, making sure those look really good, the seals, making sure
Right.
you're replacing those and updating those. Those are things you have to watch
Taking
out
care
for.
of those slide
Look-
seals. Yeah.
Look for water infiltration.
Yeah.
Is there any delamination going on?
And then CRV, what is the most outrageous issues you found so far?
I don't know. We did find this people we inspect. I went with him, and they, I don't know. It's really sad that you don't get a lot of knowledge beforehand, but they were allowing condensation to build inside their RV, and they were having it inspected to try to, get some work
Yeah.
with that company that built it. And they had mold in a lot of crazy places. So I just thought that was sad to me, really.
Yeah.
But they didn't do something to stop that condensation from building
Right.
up. You really have to protect your house.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the most outrageous thing.
That was to
Trying to
me the
think.
most outrageous. All the mold. It was gross.
Before I get that, I'll just say real quick, the thing that I was more shocked when I started out is a lot of people they say, well, it's a brand new RV. I don't need to get it inspected.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I find more problems with brand new RVs than I do the older ones,
Wow.
because most of your older ones have had, all their issues taken care of, dealt with,
Right.
and so forth. Where the stuff coming out of factories these days, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, they're
I
just
mean,
mass producing them, and it's
Mass
how many
production.
units per month they get out. And that's
Yeah.
yeah,
they're just beating that quota there. Yep,
Yeah,
quota.
that's what they want to do.
I don't know. I guess kind of the craziest. I did a Class A motorhome. It was in an actual storage lot,
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and I went to crank it up. And when I cranked it up, it was like it didn't have a muffler. I'm like, what the heck?
It was so loud.
And so I went under, and in the storage unit, someone had stole their catalytic converter.
Oh,
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
the catalytic
that's an
in a-
ongoing thing. Yeah.
in a
It
fenced-in, secure storage facility. So it was like that. And then I found out another RV place there in Nashville. I can't remember the exact number, but they're brand new ones sitting on the lot. I want to say it was something like 30,
It was a
35
high number. Yeah.
of their units had the catalytic converter stolen.
Wow, that's insane.
They weren't even putting the catalytic converters in until they actually sell the RV.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
That
it's
brings
just
you to thought for me too, though. Like if you go to a dealer and they don't want to have an inspector come in, I would kind of take that as a red flag and
Red
walk
flag.
away.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
kind of like a
Yeah.
shady dealership.
Yeah.
And the question
really
can
feel that.
really create
There's
a
a
lot of-
main one that does that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say names, but
a lot of them will tell you, oh, no, that's okay. We did a PDI, which is pre-delivery inspection.
Right.
Well, try to get them to show you their PDI checklist.
Right.
I can assure you it's very, very minimal.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't go through half the stuff. So
No, it's just enough to get it off of the lot. It's just to hook you up on your truck and get you out of it.
I'm seeing the question there. Yeah. Maintaining your air conditioners.
yeah,
Absolutely.
we were bad about that, so I get it.
Until I went to school, I was horrible about it. I knew
Yeah.
nothing about maintaining air conditioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on our checklist now, though.
Yeah.
You definitely need to get up there and clean those air conditioners, clean the coils. Once a month, I've got an RV Life that does the maintenance. It reminds me once a month, the inside filters, I make sure we clean those at
Right.
least once a month. Yeah, definitely got to maintain those air conditioners.
'Cause
Yeah,
they're-
you gotta have that. You gotta have that airflow, so you have that split temperature difference between your return and your air.
Your intake and your output.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know your air conditioner basically takes your air inside your RV. That warmer air takes it in and circulates it through and blows it back out colder.
Right.
It takes the warm air and creates the cold air. And if you have
And as
any
you're
of
walking-
that flow,
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're walking through and you're on carpet, or even if you're on bare floor, if you got dust, animal hair, or anything, that's going to suck it up through that filter.
Right.
And,
You got to
and
clean
that's
that.
exactly what you're going to end up washing out of there every month.
Yeah.
So
We do clean our ACs though.
Oh, and in addition, the other service I do offer, and I just started into this, was RV tank cleaning.
Yeah.
So we also do cleaning of black tanks and
And gray
gray
tanks.
tanks.
Which one do you think is grosser?
you're probably a
I
gray
think the
tank.
gray is what I was told,
Gray.
right?
It's
Yeah.
nasty, yes.
It's your gray tank, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because of all the junk that goes down those
The
drains.
grease, the oil, the hair.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in the RV park, how do you display your business? It's on your rig or it's on your vehicle? Where is it displayed if somebody like needs your service?
We have it on our vehicle.
Oh,
You know,
We have signs, but some parks don't let you display them.
Some parks are kind of finicky about allowing you to put up signs and things like that.
But there is an RV locator that you can go to. There's a couple of places to find it. So if you go to just myrvresources.com, that's like a
They call it the yellow pages
the
of
yellow
RV.
pages. You can find all kind of stuff in your area, but you can find a
can
tag.
you
that
type that in the chat? What that's called?
And then
If you're gonna find it.
the RVTAA is another place to find a tech. And then if you need an inspector, that's the NRVIA. So he'll put all three of those in to the chat for you, and then you can go to those. Yeah, if you need any servicing where you're at.
And also, after you get done with that, how do people know where you're at? Is there a program that you have that tracks you to tell people where you're at so they can get your service?
Yeah.
That's what he's going to drop in the chat. And then if you go to our webpage, we always say where we're at on our webpage.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he's
That's
going to drop that in there.
Yeah.
And like Rayleigh was saying too, Terry, that people put stuff down that drain that they shouldn't. Now, Mal has a story because Mal used to, this isn't related to the RV, but when Mal was working for DOD, right?
Yeah.
And you went into...
Yeah, I was on the den truck, and they would call me for, if they had stove issues, in the quarters where the military was living, if they had stove issues, dishwasher issues, or garbage disposals, I'd have my long screwdriver and my flashlight looking down a garbage disposal, and I saw disposable diapers.
Diapers in there.
Yeah, and the one thing people would do is put those wipes in there. You know those wipes that they say they're flushable?
Yeah.
You cannot put those in there. They are not flushable for the RV.
Yeah, you're not supposed to put like coffee grinds or anything with slimy skin, like orange peels, lemons, anything like that. You're not supposed to put them in. The teeth can't chew them up.
Right.
And
so
so
what
they'll
they
just sit in there and spin and rot,
Yes.
Yeah.
What they suggest is when you get done eating, wipe your plates off with a paper towel and throw things away. Wipe your pan out with a paper towel and throw it away.
Yeah.
That's putting less down there. I mean, sometimes you can't help for things to go down, and you're hoping that when you run your tanks and clean them that it comes out.
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping for. But getting a good cleaning for older rigs once a year is pretty good. That's a good kind of say to say do it about once a year. And using something when you're putting things in your tank, be careful. Even some people put those little pods down there. Well, that plastic doesn't completely dissolve, and so that gets stuck in there. So it's best if you're going to use something to make sure it's a liquid form. So if you have some powder, put it in some water and dissolve it, or use a chemical that's liquid to put in there. That's your best. I mean, I don't know that I can name names of things that we use, but those are your best things to clean it and keep the odors down. But the pods just don't dissolve that plastic very well, and that gets stuck on your sensors. And when your sensors don't work, then it just causes a lot of problems. You're thinking, it's full, but it really is empty,
Right. And also on your black tank, there's a lot of misconception that people think that it's like, okay, well, if I use my black tank, I'll just put less water in there, use less water. That way
no, more water's your friend.
Yes. That's what I was alluding to. It's better to have more water. That way you're not having a pyramid of solids just sitting in there.
Because that's really fun to clean up with the tank cleaner. Because then we have to come in your RV with the hose and all that.
Yeah.
That's that poop pyramid. Yeah, so you want more water. So when you use the restroom, fill the tank up to the top and then flush it.
down.
So it
Right.
gets extra water and run it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And don't leave your grays open. I know a lot of people like leave their grays open, but that the bugs that live down there can just fly right in there.
The sewer bugs, yeah.
The sewer bugs. And you'll think they're gnats. You'll think they're just little gnats, fruit flies, but they're sewer bugs. So be
Yeah,
careful.
I
on
guarantee you don't want bugs from Texas, because if it's a flea or a gnat or a mosquito, it seems like the ones in Texas have buck teeth.
that. They do. And they
You get
talk
bit by
funny.
those,
I just,
that hurts.
I just saw Dee over there. She just put, that's a great advice there. She said, put a screen over your drain.
Yes.
We went to it, and you can buy them at, I think.
I got them at Walmart, and they're 3 different sizes.
Yeah, they got the little ones for your bathroom sinks.
Right.
The size for your kitchen sinks, and
Right.
yeah, we
And the
have
shower.
those. The shower.
Which catches
we
all
have
the
those
hair
as
and
well.
stuff.
So take those and then clean those out. Even with
Right.
us trying to be careful what goes down the drain,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised at what that stuff catches.
Right.
So,
I know that
Typing in what
the
you
argument
had,
about
Earl, because I don't see where it pulled over in the chat, so I'm retyping what you stuck in there. Is that rvtaa.org?
yes,
Yes.
.org, yes.
Okay, so let me.
Did you
Yeah.
put NIVRA too?
I'll put the other. That was for the My RV resources. That's Yellow Pages. I mean, just about anything you're looking for RV related is in there. I
Yeah.
mean, they'll list
Yeah, for
campgrounds.
some reason, when you typed it in the chat, I don't, over here in StreamYard, I don't see where it pulled over to the YouTube side. So I'm retyping it for everybody.
Okay, I only see my
Interesting.
RV resource. I don't see the other one that you typed
So I
in.
got the
Okay.
rvresources.com, and then I have the other,
Did you do the technician?
the RVTAA. Was there 2 links or 3?
Two. He didn't put the other one yet. For
I
the
thought
inspector.
I hit it. Let me check.
No, you got that one. But the other one, the
Yeah, I
RV,
got 2 in there for them.
NRVIA. Did you put NRVIA?
I did not put the NRVIA in. Yeah.
That's for inspections. If you wanted to find an
Then
inspector.
we got this one from, then I have that from Rayleigh. I don't think
Yeah.
we just posted it, did we? Okay. I
Yeah.
was typing.
And then David had some few things that he had to do.
David did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Cute. And I see somebody talking about toilet paper, and if the toilet paper is working for you, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. We use the toilet paper. We use a Scott that's RV friendly from Walmart, but
Yeah.
there's so many, issues about what you want to use. As long as it's working for you and you're not getting clogged sensors and you're keeping plenty of water in there,
Yeah.
you know.
We've used that Scott from Walmart and had no issues.
Yeah. So
Back when I first learned about the tank cleaning and had ours cleaned, we were actually having issues with the gray tank.
yeah.
No matter what we did, every time we'd empty it, it read 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Right.
So
Oh, wow.
when they came out and cleaned it out, ever since then I've had no issues.
Right. It's been wonderful.
Of course, the Sue
Did
down
they
there.
just clean to 1/3?
Mhm.
yeah.
If you want to
Yeah,
welcome
Sue-
me to the chat.
Sue down there at NRVTA, who does specifically, that's all she does is tank cleaning. Was
Right.
the one who trained us, and just she actually had a little seminar there at the campground that we went, and the information she put out that was just absolutely crazy.
Yes.
And
Right.
so learning all that stuff ever since then, that was over a year
Over a
ago.
year ago, yeah.
Over a year ago. We've had no issues with our tanks whatsoever.
And how often should people get their tanks cleaned?
Depending, if you use it full time, I would suggest once a year,
Mhm.
Once a
minimum.
year?
Especially the older rigs.
Yeah. If you're just one of the weekend campers or just go camping every so often, you could go 2 or 3 years without
Right.
getting them cleaned.
As long as you don't have any issues. Once you have an issue, you want to get that resolved pretty quickly, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can't resolve it on your own, look for somebody that can help you. It's a
Right.
fairly inexpensive service.
Did you get all those links there?
Yeah, I'm
Eddie?
getting the last one in here.
Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Now, when you all travel, are you planners or wingers?
Yeah.
This is our first year winging it. We're usually down to the day.
Yeah.
But this is our first
Usually,
year.
when we were teaching and we did our summer trips, I had everything planned. I mean, we
Right.
had reservations. We were here. Now, since we left Tennessee, We had everything planned up till Fayetteville pretty much.
To visit family.
We went up north to Ohio and visited my mom, and then came down to Fayetteville because I got my brother and nieces and nephews there. Once we got to Fayetteville, we had no clue where we were going after that. And so we ended up here and just spending a few weeks here. We're making our way eventually back up to Washington State.
Yes.
We
gotta get
know.
cooler.
I think just yesterday we were actually kind of planning where we're going when we leave here.
Yeah, the day before yesterday, we made some plans. We were very diligent about looking at the future.
We know people that they don't make any plans. They just travel, and then when they feel like stopping, they stop, and then they'll stop into an RV park. And it's like, no, we're full, and they'll just drive, even if it's dark, and just go to
we
the
don't drive
next.
at night. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like, no, Nettie's.
It didn't put the right address
out, and I'm kind of the same way. I want to know where I'm going and where we're going after that. You know, I don't want to wing it. There's times we have to, but for the most part, we're planners.
Yeah. I haven't got that bold yet. I know some people will hit the road and they have no clue where they're staying that night.
Yeah.
I got to at least know where I'm going.
Yeah, that's the way we
you
are.
need to go to the Walmart. I mean, you got to know where the Walmart's at, right?
Yeah.
We wall docking.
All I know is now in the middle of September, we have to be in Idaho. We're going to the Lippert getaway up there.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So this will be our first kind of like RV rally get together that we've ever attended.
Yes.
So we're going to be up there for that, and then we have to be in Washington State in October because our niece is getting married.
Yes.
And plus our kids, we have kids and grandkids that live up there in Washington.
Right.
And then we'll be in California in November and some of December probably.
Yeah, because that's our other kids and the rest of our grandkids live.
Yes.
And then our hope is wintering down in Quartzsite this
That's
winter.
what we hope to.
That's
We've never done that.
you guys.
But we want to try it out. I mean, we got good batteries now. He installed some lithium, so.
At Quartzsite, are you going to be boondocking? You're going to attempt the boondocking, or are you going to?
We're gonna try it out.
We're gonna try
people,
it out.
Yeah, some people they'll boondock, or they have RV parks there. So some people just go to the RV park because they don't like boondocking at all.
Well, we're gonna try it.
We're gonna try to get out there. I know a lot of people I follow. A lot of them are in here. Hopefully, I get to meet up with them and hang out, and we'll see how it goes.
We learned a lot the first time we went there, and we were there from November until I think February is when we left. Beginning of February, we learned quite a bit from the people that were out there. I mean, that's, you think you know what you need to do, but you don't. You end up buying more stuff.
Right. I know it's going to be a learning curve for us. I mean, we've done a little bit of semi that because we were at places where we had no dump. So we've practiced a little bit of that, but we were at work all day when we did that. So I don't know how it's going to look. We'll see.
How much of the drivetrain? I don't really do anything. Like I said, as far as chassis wise of the RVs, it's more just a visual, looking for anything out of the ordinary and all that. Of course, if it's a motorhome, we check the fluids and things like that. I do have a service. I haven't done it a lot. A lot of people probably don't even know about it. I can pull fluids and send it off to a lab for analysis.
Like your oil, transmission fluids.
Your transmission fluid, your oil, radiator fluid.
And they'll tell you what's in it.
Yeah. So I do have that service available. I don't advertise it a whole lot and haven't used it a lot. But as far as getting down there in the drivetrain, not really. We just look at the running. We look at the springs and the axles and things like that.
Now, do you poop in the wood in the desert and wipe your butt with sand?
We want to thank David for coming in. You have a good day, David. Thank you.
See our views.
That's hilarious.
So
we're going to Spokane, and then we're gonna go to Marysville area. Well, Arlington, really, yeah.
Arlington. Our daughter lives in Arlington.
And our son lives in Spokane. So that's our two areas. So we lived near Lake Stevens. We lived in Spokane, Snohomish. So we were near Lake Stevens. We know where it's at. We've been on that lake.
When we were teachers, Catherine, we taught in Marysville.
Yeah, that's why Marysville came to my brain.
Which is right next to Lake. Actually, my sister's living in Lake Stevens right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So awesome.
Now, you guys already made stuff on your bucket list, what you're excited to see and on your adventures?
Oh, yeah, we have an insane bucket list because I want to see everything presidential there is. And we want to go to as many national parks as we can.
Yeah. We love to do national parks. We've done quite a few of them. This trip in particular, we don't have anything planned.
No.
Right.
Not to say that we won't hit something. I don't know. We're
Yeah.
just going to see where the road goes.
Catherine Cook is from Washington.
Yeah,
that's what I was just talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Saying?
did that. Yeah.
Lake Stevens is the town right next to Marysville.
Where we
got
live.
Everett,
behind
Lake
on our
Stevens.
chat. And I know you read this because I heard you laughing, Terry. I don't know.
I know, that is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
That's from William.
That is true.
Yeah, that's the truth. Okay, we're gonna write that in our truths.
And it's not too good on windy days.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm so sad, Catherine, that you broke down. We just went through a really bad breakdown, so we get it.
Yeah, I can relate, Catherine.
Thank you, Misha. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
If anybody's been following us on our small YouTube channel, our plan we left last November. We're heading down to Florida. We planned to be in Florida for the winter. Of course, we had everything set up. I had passes to the Tampa show and all that. But of course, we broke down on the way to Florida. In our rig, we got just outside of Chattanooga, and our engine seized up in our motorhome.
Oh, wow.
So I can relate, Catherine.
Yeah.
Trying to find someone that works on engines in a Class A is really difficult.
It's challenging.
It's
good to have a way to know where you can go, like a source to look for shops and things.
Yeah.
So you know who to call.
In Chattanooga, we found one place that would actually work on our motorhome.
Yeah.
That was a Ford. And of course, we got a gasser. It was the Ford V10 Triton, and there was one, and it was a truck company that would work on our motorhome. Well, when we called him, at the time when we broke down, he had one technician in the shop. He had a couple others. One had surgery, other was court duty or jury duty or whatever.
Right.
So he said there was like 30 something trucks ahead of us.
To even look at what was wrong with it.
To even look at what the problem was. So I know what you mean, Catherine. Our RV was in the shop from November to May or June.
No, in May.
May. We finally got it back in May.
April, May, yeah.
May.
Yeah, a lot of people have this misconception. They buy a Class C, Class A. If it's not, let's just say it has a Ford motor in it. I'll just take it to the dealership, and they won't work on them.
No, we had the same problem with one of our other motorhomes. We couldn't find anybody to fix it, and we were traveling. We had a leak in the radiator, and we had to go to several different places. It was a nightmare too. So
CRV. I agree with Coach Net. I've heard a lot of good things about Coach Net, but believe it or not, we had Good Sam's roadside,
and they couldn't find anywhere.
They couldn't find a shop.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, they definitely took care of us. I've heard good and bad things about Good Sam's. But within a few hours, they had a tow truck there, and this was Saturday evening or Sunday.
Well, yeah, we broke down Saturday
morning. By the time we got the RV, it was in the evening. They towed us to a campground, and we spent 3 nights in the campground and looking, and we finally found the shop. And then Good Sam sent another tow truck to pick us up at the campground and towed the RV to the shop. And with all that, we didn't pay a dime. And we were probably 25, 30 miles out of Chattanooga.
Yeah.
So they towed it into the campground and then all the way into Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Oh wow, towed them 150 miles. Wow, that's really good.
That's good.
Because the shops are hard to find. You're right.
Yeah. I've heard good things about Coach Net. So, and I know I get calls from Coach Net all the time for RV tech work.
Right.
When
people break down. So one thing, I do know Coach Net. There's another one. I can't think of the name of it right now, but they're pretty good. They use those locators, and they'll go out and search for a mobile tech.
Right. We've had a lot of calls from a lot of those companies to come and service RVs. So they definitely use the locators that we're in to find people.
Actually, it's funny because when we were on our way, when we left, we were heading to Florida. We were actually going into South Carolina, and I had already moved my pen to South Carolina. Actually, while we were in that campground looking for a shop, Coach Net called me and had a customer in South Carolina.
Didn't even tell.
Wow.
I told him, I said, sorry, we're not there. We didn't make it. We're broke down. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about breaking down is never convenient.
It's never. And we're from Tennessee originally. We lived in Washington State while my husband was in the Navy. And once he retired, my kids were in, school, and then we stayed and taught for a while. But our roots are Tennessee roots.
Yeah, we both grew up in Memphis, Tennessee.
And we have a little cabin there.
Now we have a piece of property, our home base. It's just east of Nashville. It's in a little town called Whitleyville.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about 80 miles east of Nashville. So that's where we're at. We just kind of came back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made full circle.
Yeah. That's what you need to do, make full circles.
Yeah.
Even though we don't plan to be back in Tennessee till next spring. So
Yeah. We had to see our beautiful country while we're still young enough.
What do you all find challenging since you've been full time being on the road? I mean, other than the,
I guess obstacles they had to deal with.
yeah. I mean,
Besides
other
The
than
obstacles, but I mean, until you live in a house, you have obstacles. So I don't know.
we haven't really had any major.
Yeah, we've enjoyed that part of it, the traveling. Sometimes getting somewhere to stay this time has been kind of fun. And, like we're just trying out this Harvest Host thing. That's been pretty fun. We've tried out 3 Harvest Hosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been fun. We've had some really scary places at Walmart, so I don't want to
Yeah.
I'm not real fans of that, but sometimes you got to have somewhere to sleep. So,
True.
Goodlettsville.
I know where Goodlettsville is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
We talked about inspectors, and you all have a Class A, which you mentioned, right? You haven't had any issues getting into any spots or
Has
anything.
it been tight for y'all? How big
Well,
is it?
we went to it's a national park, kind of state park thing in Tennessee.
Big South Fork National Recreation Area.
And we were gonna have. We thought it said it was 70 feet, so we thought our trailer would fit. It wasn't 70 feet.
Yeah.
But they let us put our trailer over by the pool, and we fit. So
Yeah. We pull our RV is 36 foot Class A, and then we tow a car hauler. We tow our car on top of the car hauler, which adds 24 feet. So we're 60 feet total.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah, getting in is a little. Even here, we're at Texoma. We wouldn't have fit in this site we're in now, but luckily they have that little parking space over there. Our car trailer's parked over there.
right, and that's very common with Thousand Trails. You have to leave your trailer somewhere else. So we're used to that with that.
If they don't have a spot, they're usually pretty good about having a place to park the trailer.
right.
Yeah.
Where we can back in and unhook. So
Now I missed the answer if you answered it when you go to Quartzsite. Were y'all boondocking there, or are you going to?
Yeah, they're gonna.
we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
Y'all need to meet up with Roy and
We
Becky.
will. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to
Oh
that.
yeah, I think I've already mentioned to Roy we're going to be looking him up.
I know. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We need survival tips. How to do this.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the challenging things we had, we had the truck on the back of the bus, and we were leaving. I don't know if that was Prevost or if we were leaving Marathon,
Uh-huh.
but we were in Grand Prairie, and they were doing construction like usual. Anytime you travel, if there's not cones, then it's not a good travel day.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's always
find
road work ahead signs.
That's like the state flower of every
I
state.
know.
Orange cones, straight flowers.
You gotta find it.
We got to do a lot of planning on our route because I'm telling you what, some of these GPSs have taken us crazy places.
I know. We've tried all kind of GPSs, and they are just crazy.
Yeah. So, of course, our first year we learned real quick we don't use Google Maps. Period.
No.
If I hadn't been paying attention up in Pennsylvania, it was going to take us under, I think it was a 10.5-foot bridge.
Yeah. If he'd went straight, we'd have been stuck. So,
And I'm like, no. Then I had another one that the road wasn't even wide enough for 2 cars to go down barely.
Oh yeah, we've been on that too.
Our big, So
And no shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the road we were on wasn't wide enough for 2, no shoulder, and then both sides went down into culverts. Like
Yeah.
like no place to pull over.
Right.
Yeah, I got on this road. It was up in Pennsylvania, and I'm looking at this road, and I
That
actually
was
seen some
Tennessee. We
people.
were in Tennessee that's the first time we went to Pigeon
Oh, Tennessee,
Forge.
maybe it was Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, this road was just horrible, and I actually seen someone in their front yard. I stopped and I looked and I said, "Hey, are we going to be able to make it up this road?" And the person stepped back and kind of looked at us, and she says, "Well, about a year ago, I'd say no, but they've done some improvements. I think you'll be okay."
But it was
So we're
We
like,
just want
okay.
to thank Rose for coming in. I hope you feel better, Rose.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
sorry
me
about that.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw Lynn wanted to know, what made you want to do full time.
Well, he's been bugging me for years to do full time. He's a little
Wow.
gypsy, just so you know. We started watching this couple. They are not on the road any longer. We started watching them years ago. I mean, probably 10 years ago. We was watching them, and he's like, I just want to do that. I want to do that. So it took him a long time to talk me into it.
I'm just I love to travel. I love to
Yes.
go places. I love to see different things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And to me, there's just so much out there to see.
there is. And you don't get any younger. And we had a health scare that really pushed us a little faster motion that really got us going on this a little quicker than would have if we hadn't had that scare. So
Yeah, we went through a few years there of a little bit of scare, but
yeah,
we
you only live once.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
If,
true.
if it's not a health scare, it's a death in the family. That's kind of what
That's what made
made
us
us
get
retire earlier
it. Yeah.
and just enjoy life, because stress and pressure, working and stuff, everything affects you nowadays. I mean, everything's a hustle and a bustle now. Nothing's slow. And so
No.
we were going to work a little longer, and then we decided, you know what, after my dad passed away,
Yeah.
we just said, you know what, we're done. We're just going to go ahead and quit now and start traveling.
We all
Yeah, we had planned 2 more years.
You got to get on the road. You got to live your life, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And we had our health scare as well.
Yeah.
So you got to get out there when you can. Obviously, you got to prepare for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we were planning to, and
We were going to do 2 more years of work.
2 more years we were
Get
going to work.
everything paid off.
And the things, I don't know, to be a teacher these days,
It's hard.
God bless all the teachers that are still out there. doing
I couldn't be a teacher. I mean,
things.
After COVID, everything just kind of went really south.
Yeah.
Behaviors and support
The,
was
the-
just not there.
the things they were wanting us to do and teach and stuff.
Yeah.
In our right mind, I wasn't going to teach it. I taught 5th grade. I wasn't going to teach what they wanted me to teach to 5th graders. And
I
so
think that's why we have so many homeschoolers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which
absolutely.
I'm all for that.
I wish my parents would have homeschooled me and travel. I mean,
I know. I'm thinking the same thing. I wish
to
we'd have
get
gone
to
with
see
our
the Grand Canyon and all the places like that, you know,
and
in
learn from
person
those things.
instead of in a
Yeah.
book. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, all the different things you get to see.
Mm-hmm.
so true.
Absolutely.
When full-time traveling, do you find it difficult at all working on the road?
Yeah.
I'm going through a little learning curve here.
Yeah.
I started my business back in October, and it took a little bit of learning while we were stationary, because we broke down in November.
Right.
Yeah.
So we finally learned the trick as we were stationary in Tennessee. So it was doing pretty good. It was moving along, but
He had to travel distances. There was nothing
Well,
really close to us, so he'd have to
right.
drive 2-3 hours away to do work.
yeah, I mean, where we're at is remote anyway. But yeah, we figured that out. And on the road, it's a little bit of a learning curve still.
Yeah,
Right.
people don't know about the locators.
Um,
We don't get to advertise like we'd like to.
yeah, getting the word. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about finding RV techs.
You
And
ever
in some
struggle
places,
with
Like-
internet? What do you have that you're using for internet? Do you have a challenge with that?
Not now. We've done pretty good. We got Starlink. We
okay.
went ahead and purchased that. And that's been working really well. We also bought T-Mobile home internet.
Right.
Oh,
That has been a shocker for us.
right. It's really good. And you just have to go in and kind of sweet talk the salesperson, because where we live, there's zero cell service. So we just sweet talked them, and they got it at another address.
Here's how T-Mobile internet company went. We went in there, and he pulled up our address and said, "Oh, it's not available. It has to be available at your address for the T-Mobile home internet."
Right.
And we said, "Yeah, well, we knew that." And he says, "Well, do you have somebody else's address?" We gave them all 3 of our kids'
Yeah, none of them
addresses,
worked.
and none of those were available. So here's what he did. He says, "Well, here." He typed up some random address in Nashville. And he goes, "Here you go. That's your address."
oh wow, that was
Service
nice.
address. They're not billing it or anything.
So
but it's only $50 a month,
yeah,
and it's really
for
good.
T-Mobile home
That's
internet.
really reasonable.
Because I tutor online, and then I do some curriculum work with teachers online, and so I need really good internet, and it has not failed me yet. Knock
Yeah.
on some wood here.
Sometimes T-Mobile's working a lot better than the
Starlink. No.
Right.
So, and then we also have a backup plan on our AT&T.
Yeah, we have a little.
We have the little router for AT&T.
Right.
So
Gotta have, like you said, a backup for a backup.
Yeah.
And that's what we
For the
have.
backup, for the backup.
Yeah.
She has to have internet
I have to have
for
internet.
working, so she
Gotta
does
have
have to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Now you all travel with pets too, correct?
Oh yeah,
We
you
do.
right?
We have our babies.
Tell us about your
Yeah.
babies.
I'll let you. We're down to 2 now.
Yeah.
At one point
we
we
started
had
at 6,
we had 6.
and now we're down to 2. We've lost them, sadly.
We got
So,
two Pomeranians
yeah,
that we
they're
travel with.
brothers.
We did have mom, dad, and 3 puppies that are really not puppies. They're 13 years old now. But and then we had acquired our daughter's pug.
Yes.
So
Aw.
eventually, the pug.
Just one by one.
The pug had a liver disease, kidney
Aw.
Liver
disease.
disease. He had shunts in his liver.
that the vet said he wouldn't last more than 2.5 years. Well, he passed away at 7.5 years.
Oh wow. But do you find it hard traveling with them? Are they adapting okay? Or
They've been
like
raised in the
apart?
RV. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, they've been
Oh,
raised
good.
camping in RV.
Yeah.
They're really good.
They just don't like the heat.
Oh yeah, I don't think any of us like it.
So,
Welcome, Paul and Megan. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
but
Well, I don't
they
want T-Mobile to be bad on the West Coast. That's not good. But that's the addresses we tried were all West Coast. So you might. And then
Yeah.
Roy had to chase his dish. I think I heard
Yeah,
that
I
on the
saw
live.
that on the live
On the
today.
live earlier,
Roy
yeah.
chasing down his Starlink.
Yep. And did you see where Paul was talking about his GPS? It was.
Yes, I know they're terrible.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you for coming in, Paul Megan.
What I find
Yeah.
best, and I went back to using because I tried another one, popular brand online. I use a truck app,
Yeah, that's been most
and
beneficial.
that has been really well for us. The one I have been using is called Truck Map, and been pretty pleased. The only thing I don't like about Truck app is you'll turn onto a highway and they'll say, okay, 25 miles, turn right wherever, and then it won't tell you again. And
It doesn't talk to you.
If you don't pay attention, you'll pass that turn.
You pass it. We passed once. We passed the Harvest Host, and then we passed this place.
Yeah, coming here.
It's the same mapping. And yeah, I understand what you're saying. And then it wants you to turn into the way station. So you have to ignore.
Well, in the past, that would just tell you, way station coming up, you
Yeah.
could dismiss it or whatever. Now we've learned since we've been on the road the last month, it wants you to turn off.
Yeah,
It's routed. It's a exit here in so many miles, and it's a truck stop or a truck way station.
Way station,
But
yeah.
So I'm going to try this other one. Someone just gave me his hammer. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. Hammer down.
Now go back to Quartzsite. When y'all go to Quartzsite, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that's going to need some type of service.
That's what we're hearing. That there's good money out there.
Yeah, we're hoping to pick up some business down there.
We are really, We're not really. We want to help people though. That's our main reason for doing this. Because we've been stuck and we've had problems, and we want to be there to support people.
Yeah, that was the main reason we went into this. Well, one of the main reasons, the bigger reason, we want to be able to help people.
Yeah, we love service.
That we break down. We want to be able to get out there and help them, and hopefully quickly get them back going, get them back on the road or whatever. And of course, the other reason is because mobile RV, I can do this while traveling.
Yeah.
So
It helps to have the knowledge to work on yours as well.
It has really helped a lot. Yes.
Yeah. I just had air conditioner issues right before we left Tennessee.
And they work great now.
Yeah. So I come to find out, I had easy starts on both of my ACs, and apparently the easy start on the back AC went bad. And so I troubleshot it down to that. I removed that easy start. Air conditioner's working great.
And that easy start's really nice if you get stuck on 30 amp. You can still use both your PCs. So it's something to think about if you don't already have that installed.
Yeah, we had 2 easy starts. I put 2 easy starts on our last rig, and we could run both ACs on 30 amps. But
that's what's nice.
Yeah, this hog here, it's a 50 amp thing, and that's all it's going to work on.
Yeah, she's spoiled.
If
she's
you put us
50,
on,
that's all I
if you
want.
put us on 30 amps, the only thing we can run is the lights.
She's
can't
like a
even run.
diamonds and mink coat kind of girl, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
She's spoiled.
we can't even run the stovetop on 30 amps.
No.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's a 240 Gaganol.
240.
Yeah, so it's a 50 amp thing, and it's all it's going to take.
And Roy wants you to be careful making money on the BLM.
All right. We'll definitely look at the rules on that before we go. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Roy.
Yeah.
We don't want to break any rules. We had to figure all that out in Tennessee because we forgot to get our business license. We thought, I don't know, but now we have that. So.
And he said, once you get the permit, you shouldn't have any issues.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. We'll do that then.
Roy,
Thank
do
you.
you know how much the permits are? Do you have
That's,
any idea? You know.
I should say I'll reach out to you again, Roy. I'm figuring out about that permit.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that a special permit just for technicians or whatever? Or?
Yeah. Because they have a big RV show out there too, and we're hoping that maybe some inspections will need to be done.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
tent. Yeah, we've been to the tent. That's in January.
Yeah, that's what we want to be at, and maybe
Yeah.
set up if we can get with some other groups and do a booth or something. You know,
Yeah.
other techs and set up a booth.
Yeah, we ran into that. We went to an RV show in Chattanooga, and two or three different businesses got together and did a booth at the RV show.
And just handed out their cards, and that way you're not paying that whole booth fee.
Right.
You're splitting that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that'd probably be a good thing to look at in advance. Is
I guess, when you go to different places like this, if they require, you know,
Right.
permit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I know, and we have to worry about
Yeah.
taxes if we make too much money in an area, about paying their taxes and
Yeah,
stuff.
the
Yeah,
whole thing there. Yeah, definitely that, because like here in Texas, I'm limited here
right. There's things you can't do.
because Texas is really big. I cannot do anything disconnecting anybody's propane here
right.
because I'm not. There's a license or permit you got to get. You got to go through some qualification stuff for Texas specific
CNG
to
certification.
work
Right.
at certification. That's the word. To work on propane, and of course I haven't done that, so I can't touch anything. I can work on something propane. I just can't disconnect it. If it comes to a point that it has to be disconnected.
Yes.
Right.
So if I got caught with that, it's
Merchant.
big fines
Write
there.
that down for you.
Yeah.
It's a merchant permit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to do that. Different states have got different rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily with the that NRVIA, they keep a lot on top of that, so I can go in there and there's a lot of information on stuff like that. So it's just part of keeping up with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there refresher courses for you? Do they offer that? Like if something new comes out?
He has online classes he takes all the time. That
Yeah.
keeps him up to date.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has to get so many credit hours a year too to
Yeah.
maintain his certification.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
that's
order
the
to
same with me with my IT certification.
You got to.
I got to have, I think it's like 50 hours, and it costs me
Yeah.
$150, but
Yeah.
it's 50 hours of online training, and it has to be accredited place to train at,
Yeah.
and then it's good for 3 years, and I think mine expires in 2025. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to do IT work anymore. But that's what I was wondering, if they, you go back and you renew all the new technology and renew all the stuff that they come out with, and you get certified on that.
Yeah. Ours are called CEUs. We have to have 30 CEUs, 30
Right.
hours
Yeah.
of CEUs don't ask me what CEUs stands for. I have no idea.
Continuing education units.
Okay,
Continuing
look,
education
I don't
units.
even.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, I have to have 30 hours of that every year to renew
Yeah.
my certification.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Dee, for coming in. We appreciate it.
Yes, Dee,
Thank
thank
you.
Yeah,
you.
thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Now, do you find it challenging trying to keep up or maintaining your channel and your work? Is that is that hard, or you've been doing okay with that?
We just haven't had enough content lately.
Yeah, I'm learning. Yeah, it seems when I get on the road, it gets a little bit harder to try to maintain that. But I'm trying to get into a rhythm. One thing I know with my channel, which I'm really trying to work better at,
Yes.
is just putting the content out there.
Yeah, getting it out there.
It's not that I don't have it; it's just getting it out there.
Well, you
So
know,
I'm really working hard on trying to do that.
And we're going to start
You know
doing some
what
little shorts.
what
coming
I
up.
ended up learning later, because as we were starting out ours, we would post what we were going and checking out, as far as museums and just nature. And I didn't realize that what's really cool about it is you can just basically put your daily life out there.
Yeah, I know, right?
If you document just your daily, people are doing that, and we're doing that more. Just like when we documented our date night, it was our very first date night, and we're like, well, let's document where we're going to go and what we're going to do, and it's just our birthdays.
To clarify, it wasn't our first date night; it was our first date night since we've been full timing.
Yeah, it's in full timing.
Okay.
I was like, wow, they waited a long time to date.
We called it a date day because it was during the day. But, that's just a little bit of advice that you can just document, just little things that you're just doing. It's almost more just vlogging it,
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about when you go work on a rig or go fix something to film that and put that on YouTube?
I've thought about it. Yeah,
that's what I want to get him to do. I was going to get him to do a little short. He had tried to do something on the roof, but when he was doing those
easy starts,
but it was really loud and super hot, and he was just dripping with sweat.
Yeah.
So the video was.
I learned real quick: don't go on the roof in the middle of the day in Texas.
No.
And put easy starts on.
That is a big X. No.
Yeah. The video wasn't great.
I was videoing that, but it didn't turn out very good because it was pretty hot. So
it looks like we've been live a little bit over an hour. Wow.
Oh,
that went by quick.
That's exciting. That went by quick.
I don't know if Mel has any more questions.
No, that's pretty much covered it.
Did you guys
I so appreciate it.
Say anything else about your channel?
Well, we'd love to have everybody check us out. Most of it is about places that we've been to see. We're going to come up with some shorts. I'm going to teach everybody how to talk Southern. That's going to be our short. And we got some upcoming things that we've done. We got to see a snake one time. So it's coming up soon.
Next video will be our snake encounter.
So you get to see our snake. Yeah, I know.
You've been putting out some great content. I've been enjoying it.
I believe your last video had to do with a prison.
Yeah,
we did put one out with that was
Brushy Mountain. We were doing the distillery while we were stationary in Tennessee. They have a distillery tour over there.
Yeah,
it's like 20
something different places,
almost 30, 28 or something like that distilleries that you go around to, and each one that you go to, they give you a poker chip and you get a stamp, and then once you complete that, you get a really nice poker set. Poker chip. So we have to mail off it. We did complete that.
I haven't mailed it because I don't know where to get it sent to yet.
But Brushy Mountain really shocked us. That was a distillery, but when we got there, it was the stuff that we learned about it. That was it started in the 1898 or something like that. And it was a working prison up until 2009. And some of the stuff that went on in there was crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't even have any clue that James Earl Ray was at that prison.
Right.
Of course, he's one assassinated Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And he's one of the only ones that has escaped from that prison.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
So just things like that. And so it was really shocking. I'm just reading this.
I know, I'm gonna write it down.
So yeah.
Thank you, Tim, for finding that.
Yeah, thank you. A vending permit. All right, we'll check into that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you two taking your time out of your busy day. We know that you two are busier than a one-eyed cat looking at two mouse holes.
I haven't been that busy. She's been pretty busy.
So we have their channel right there.
Yeah.
We have their link, and we have it in the About page. So y'all, please go check them out.
Yeah, check out
the
video of the prison was amazing. Y'all need to really check that out.
Yeah, they're really great content. And how often do you post, or are you on a scheduled posting, or you just?
We're trying to be every Sunday posting right now.
Every Sunday. Okay.
And then we're going to start our shorts about 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes. Yep. You need to start your shorts. We're having a blast with them.
I know that you're the ones that encouraged us. So we're like, okay, we can do this.
We're like Mel and Nettie. We love to meet people.
We do love.
If you ever see out there, knock on our door. We're here.
Yes. Please come say
Yeah.
hi.
The other thing I love about being on the road is meeting people. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was hard in Tennessee because we were sort of isolated and we missed all this connection. So I'm glad
Well,
to be
thank
back.
you for reaching out to us.
Yeah,
Same
absolutely.
thing. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We love
feel
to
like
be
we
with you.
made more family, which is awesome.
Yes.
Thank everybody in the chat. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for coming in and
Absolutely.
learning more about Earl and Terri.
Yeah.
Y'all have
We
a
know you
great
guys have
day.
busy days. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, enjoy the day. We always say one life, live it.
Yep.
If you're in the heat, stay cool.
Yep.
And if you're somewhere cool, stay warm.
One or the other.
Where's the cool at?
Thank you all.
And we
for
say
coming.
go
We
find
appreciate
your
it.
y'all.
mentor.
Have a good day. Yes. Thank you.